This video is going to be a little different. I'm not going to talk about Zoom or OBS or any other technology, but I'm actually going to show you how I make an appetizer that I learned from my mother. She taught me how to make this. She learned it from my aunt, my father's sister. Her name was Lori, and this is why we keep calling it Lori's Circles. This is a great appetizer, not hard to make. I'll show you the ingredients. I'll take you through the entire process. And I know that in our family, this is just done now. It's not going to last 1 hour. These are cheesy, very tasty, and great as appetizer. Enjoy. The ingredients, first of all, there's puff pastry sheets that I typically get at Walmart. They come in 2 sheets. Cottage cheese, I don't know, they used to mark them as small curd or large curd. You want the smaller ones. I use shredded cheese. This is the one that I use, the Mexican style blend. You want cheese that has more taste because you're going to fill it. We're going to use all-purpose flour, just a little. It's really just for when I roll the dough, nothing more than that. 1 egg, and the tricky part is this. If you can't read it, it's because it's in Hebrew. We get it at a Tom Thumb here that specializes in different cultures, food from different cultures, and they have Israeli food. This actually comes from Israel. This is it's just a powder of mushroom soup. So you can make mushroom soup from it. We actually make this puff pastry appetizer. So that's, you're just gonna need 1 spoon. If you can't find this, find something like that, something that's being used for soup, but that has some flavor to it, preferably mushroom flavor. This is it. These are the ingredients. You start with the puff pastry. Take the puff pastry, I get them at Walmart. Take them out of the case, and they need to defrost for about 45 minutes. So we're gonna wait 45 minutes. Next step is to prepare what goes into the circles. So first of all, I'll take 1 egg. I like to break it separately so that if there's any shell or there's any problem with that egg, it doesn't go into the entire, it doesn't ruin everything. Cottage cheese. I know that it used to be like 225 grams or something like this, or half a pound, give or take. But what I do is I just now eyeball it. I know how much I need, so just about this amount. I would say it's still about half a pound. See, this is what I get from Costco. These are 3 pounds. Next is shredded cheese. And I make sure that I have enough. Again, the cheese gives it a stronger taste. So a little heavier on the cheese. The one that I use, again, is the Costco. I use the Mexican style blend cheese. Next part is mushroom soup. Where I get this comes from Israel, and there are a few stores that would sell it. The one that I like is the one from Osem. So Osem mushroom soup. This says everything in Hebrew. But if not, just get something that's like it. You're supposed to take about 1 tablespoon. I like putting 1.5. Once again, it gives it more taste. Throw the egg in. And then just mix it well. Next step is we're going to prepare the dough, and then we're going to fill it up. Now I'm going to prepare the dough. Now I cleaned the countertop here, cleaned it really, really well. And I'm going to be using all-purpose flour. Not surprising, just all-purpose. And I'm going to have it by my side here. And just start by spreading some because you don't want the dough to get stuck to the countertop. So start by putting quite a bit. Then we'll take the dough. The dough has been defrosted for 45 minutes since it came out of the freezer, and so it's ready to be worked on. First thing I'm going to do is actually cut it each in half. The way I cut it in half is like that, so I still have the thirds the way it was folded. On each one of them, I'll move them to the side. On each one of them, I'm going to put more flour. Turn it around. Maybe a little more flour. And then roll it so that it's much thinner than it was before. So keep it just about the same form factor that it had, just that it's thinner and obviously bigger. For each one, I'm going to put just about 1/4 of the amount of filling that we have. So once again, I kind of eyeball it. I think this would be just about 1/4 of the amount. Spread it well. If you don't spread it all the way to the ends are just kind of tasteless. They're just dough, not much more than that. But now that it's spread relatively evenly and all the way, it's not that hard to spread it. Now what I'm gonna do is roll it into this one long roll. And put it aside. So I'll cut it later. And I can now start working on the next one. Okay, next up is we're gonna put it in the oven, but we're not gonna put them as one long roll or 4 long rolls. We're actually going to cut them and put them in an oven tray or pan with a non-stick sheet on it, or I guess you can just oil it or something. Just make sure that they're not too tall, not too short. Make sure that you get everything that's in there. You can see that if you did that well, everything holds together quite nicely. Make sure that you leave some space between them because they are going to grow to get bigger as they cook. And make sure that you have enough room. So one standard size pan is the exact right size that you need for what you would make with one package of puff pastry. And by the way, I get the puff pastry, in case I didn't say that, I get it at Walmart. This is what a full tray looks like. Again, you know, the first time, second time, third time you're going to do that, everything would just fit fine. It takes a while to get used to the quantities and the sizes and where to cut. The next is we're going to put it in the oven. I'm going to put it for 425 degrees. I'll set the oven for 425. Oven hasn't reached 425 yet, but I never wait. I'm just going to put it there. I wish I could tell you how long to put it there, but the bottom line is I just open it up and I look at it and you can smell when it's ready. You'll see that it becomes a little more golden brown. Okay, let's see what they look like. Well, you can see that they're starting to expand. Some of the cheese may spill over and it's not ready yet. Finally, the oven reached 425. You can see how they expand and some of them are starting to get that golden brown color. So we're gonna wait until they're all golden brown and they look crispy. Let's take another look. You can see that they're starting to get crispy and they're starting to take shape, and some of them are getting a little brownish. We're probably about 5 minutes out now. Okay, let's see again if it's ready. Actually, I cheated. I already know that it's ready. So we're gonna open it up and this is what they look like. At this point, I will shut down the oven and pull it out. It's pretty hot. And take it out of the oven. This is what they look like when they're ready.